Right now, the campaign is in flux, somewhat of a stalemate, but the Strait of Hormuz closed.
We now have a severe disruption to the basic production of oil and gas that will take months and months to clear.
The war has cost of $11-12 billion a week.
You know, we won every battle in this war. That may be true, but it's also who won the war. What they didn't expect was the retaliation by Iran. Even though the military warned that Iran had the capability to close the Strait of Hormuz, I think the president just didn't believe it and thought that the Iranian regime would collapse.
Certainly as long as the strait remains almost completely closed, oil prices are going to remain rather high. I can't imagine that they're going to break most American households, in fact, hardly any American households, and they're certainly not going to break the American economy. This is not the 1970s anymore.
So right now, the campaign is in flux, somewhat of a stalemate, with bombing continuing, but the Strait of Hormuz closed.
So at some point, it's going to be a matter of how much the U.S. is willing to keep this up. The pressure point is really in Washington more than anywhere else.
We now have a severe disruption to the basic production of oil and gas especially, that will take months and months to clear.
It has become the world's largest producer of crude oil. It's even become a major exporter of that crude oil, and also the U.S. economy has become much less energy intensive.
They have done a lot to reduce Iran's capability to fire missiles and drones. They've destroyed 90 to 95% of the launchers, but it's almost impossible to destroy 100%. And so Iran will likely have the capability to fire small numbers of missiles and drones for the indefinite future.
But it's not to the point of really kind of catastrophically derailing their economies. That would happen, say, if this went beyond 2 months.
You're looking at a reduction in economic activity, so it's a big hit to GDP and to growth, and on the other side, a hit to government finances.
We know so far that the war has cost somewhere in the range of $11-12 billion a week. This is going to go on a long time. $200 billion at, say $11-12 billion a week. That's another 4 months of pretty intense war.
You know, we won every battle in this war. That may be true, but it's also irrelevant because look who won the war.
It's as if they're still living in this dream world where some kind of a peaceful accommodation with this fanatical pro-terrorism regime was remotely possible.